So right now we are socially isolated, we are stressed, a virus is making people sick around the world, and it feels like you really can't control what will happen next.
Experts warn all of that means that stress, anxiety, and the risk of addiction and depression is on the rise. World-renowned neuroscientist Dr. Evian Gordon is the co-founder and chief medical officer of Total Brain, and he joins us this morning with some advice for putting the brakes on all that fear and anxiety. Doctor, good morning.
Good morning, Emily and Jenny.
So glad to be talking with you this morning. So tell us, what is Total Brain, this site that you founded here, and what is the user data that you're getting right now telling you about people's well-being in this pandemic?
Well, Total Brain is a neuroscience-based mental health platform, and it's really was designed to assess and train and monitor people's optimal ways of dealing with emotions and thinking. So that's the essence of the platform. We brought together all the key pieces to assess and train and monitor the brain. And in that assessment, we see around the country that, of course, anxiety has increased pretty dramatically, actually. But what we sort of are now seeing is that anxiety is starting to affect the core way that the brain deals with information and makes decisions. So it's causing people to be more negative, and that negativity is potentially associated with an increased risk for addiction and for depression, and also that combination of anxiety and negativity is decreasing people's ability to focus. So those are the sorts of patterns that we're seeing. It's really affecting the core of the brain now.
Yeah, and so is that the biggest really insight that you've gotten out of this data, and could we continue to see that issue even after this is all over?
Oh, I don't know the answer to that, but we are seeing that it's happened, pretty dramatically over the past few weeks in particular, and that every week we assess it around the country, and the data is getting more and more intense, more and more extreme, and so yeah, we see it as a rolling sort of thunder of the way that anxiety, and stress becomes more and more unhelpful if people do not have strategies to reframe it in a realistic way and switch from this negative magnification into a more positive, flexible brain state.
Yeah, I know that's one thing we wanted to chat with you about this morning. You have 3 kind of easy ways that our viewers can take in some information here to transform some of that fear into more calm so they can get that positivity and that focus back.
Yeah. Look, I think it's a matter of people finding what works for them. There are 40 tools that people can play around with and many others on the web. But essentially, the example of calm, a simple example is breathing at 6 breaths a minute. And I think people would be surprised to see that this new finding that's been found that breathing at that slow rate, everybody knows slow breathing is good, but that 6 breaths really does switch you out of this fight, flight, fear state into a calm, flexible state. You'll see it straight away, even after 3 minutes. And so a lot of people are doing that every day, multiple times a day. So that's one switch for calm. I suppose the example for positivity is that, we are what we focus on. So if we focus on our negative thoughts, and they dominate, it's pretty hard to break that cycle. So there are strategies to switch, to become more aware and just start magnifying the positive thoughts. And that can be trained. This doesn't happen through wishful thinking. We need strategies to actually nudge our brain. This 85 billion highly interconnected neurons is super sensitive to being nudged. And it can be nudged to negative and it can be nudged to positive. So we give tools to train the nudging to positive. So that's the positive training. And the third tip is for focus. When people are anxious, they're kind of easily distracted. So the focus is to be in the moment and do small tasks that you complete. Get the dopamine buzz, the reward chemical in the brain from completing small things. Small steps is a great way to do anything, by the way, to switch. And there we go with small steps that are positive and that lead and connect to the bigger tasks that you need to complete that are most meaningful to you. So there are tools to train to increase calm and positivity and focus that are really straightforward if people do them effectively and immersively with a bit of discipline.
All right. Well, Dr. Gordon, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll put all the information our viewers need if they want to find more about Total Brain. We'll put that on our website, KOIN.com.